Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back to Chronicles of the Curvaceous. You know we fabulous and tenacious. We're dropping faith-based weight loss motivation. Hey y'all, it's Queen Fitness here. I'm back again for yet another video. I hope you guys are able to just jump on with me right quick. I'm not gonna be on long. We are smack dab in the middle of Vedo. It is Vedo day number 6. And just want to come on for a few minutes and talk about a subject that is very important but is often neglected. Um, Sometimes when we're on a health and wellness journey, we focus a lot on the physical aspect of our health and wellness journey, and then there are those who focus on the nutritional side of the health and wellness journey, but they tend to neglect the mental part of the health and wellness journey. And one of the things that I have come to learn after 10 years of being on my health and wellness journey is that it starts in your head. How taking care of your psyche is so important when you are in a chaotic mental state. It is very, very hard to be successful on a health and wellness journey. And so I utilize tools like journaling and reading and meditation and prayer and things of that nature to really help aid me on my health and wellness journey with the mental side of developing and growing. One thing I have come to understand, sometimes when the scale is not cooperating with us on our health and wellness journey, it can have a psychological effect on us, and it can offset our journey. It can make us backtrack at times, and so we have to safeguard our thoughts, and we have to be mindful of the things that we put before our eyes and the things that we listen to. So one of the things that I utilize is called getting connecting with like-minded people. So I really enjoy making sure that my YouTube communities are on the same page as me. So I go and I search for other health and wellness content creators. I look for them on other social media platforms, whether it's on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram, and I like to just draw strength from other people who are on the same wavelength as I am. And so I really believe that it's important for you to prepare yourself mentally for your day, for the weekend. So this we're on Sundays. I like to debrief and kind of get myself ready for the week and kind of prepare. When I was in the point of actual meal prepping, then I would try to do sit down on Sunday afternoons and make my meals out for the week and get myself together so that when I came into the next week, then I wouldn't be fumbling for what it is I'm going to consume. So it will give me the opportunity to be more successful on my health and wellness journey by taking the time to really think out what it is. I'm a creature of habit, so I tend to kind of really replay the same meals a lot. I like mostly be chicken or salad or California vegetables. I kind of keep it simple when it comes down to the meals. And unfortunately, guys, when you're not prepared, you find yourself doing like I do and end up at a drive-through somewhere. And it's hard to really, if you haven't really got your mind together and got your thought patterns together, it's hard to really go to bringing order and structure to your journey. Sometimes, when you're going through bad day, or you're going through some kind of psychological thing that impact you, whether it's a financial crisis or depression or different things like that, those type of things will stifle your journey. So you have to be prepared for triggers, for things that may come up that may get your mind off of what it is. So I just wanted to come on and just talk about how important it is for you to address the thoughts that you have. Sometimes, we have negative thoughts of ourselves, and when you when you have the kind of history that I struggled most of my life with low self-esteem. So when you're in a position where you have a low perspective of yourself, those type of things are things that you have to intentionally work on, so that when those thoughts come up and when you feel like when you're struggling in that area, you can use stuff like affirmations to really reassure you and to remind you of your own worth, and to actually counteract those negative thoughts. So dealing with things like depression and things like that, one of the biggest things is being able to be transparent and being able to have the right support system to talk to them, that understand, hey, I know what it's like to be going through, depression. I know what it's like to deal with anxiety. I know what it's like to deal with these different type of thoughts, so that they can help talk you through a moment that you've worked up in your own mind. A lot of times people tend to blow off things that people deal with, struggle with mentally, simply because they can't physically see the disorder. They can't If they can't see depression, if they can't see anxiety, they can't see fear, then they try to play them down and try to make it seem like those things aren't valid issues that people need help with. But when you have somebody else that is has walked a mile in your shoes, or that can kind of relate to what it is that you're going through, then it's beneficial, especially if that person has gone through what you've gone through, but they've gotten the help and they've gotten the resources that they need, so that they can be able to help guide you. Of course, you don't want to be around somebody who you don't want to try to pull from somebody who is struggling like you and who have not figured out how to deal with their issues healthily. So you can get yourself in a support group. That's one of the things like we were talking about yesterday, about being able to really be grateful for having the support, having a support group, and having the people there that understand what you're going through, that can say, hey, listen, sis, I'm here with you. I understand. I can relate to what you got going on. I'm willing to support you, and being willing to say, hey, I'm proud of you. I see your growth. I see you this. All those things make a difference. So we have to be mindful of the mind battles that somebody else may be facing, because you just never know when that person could be at their lowest point, and your one thing be the thing that pushed them over the edge. I shared a post on my TikTok page yesterday about how we have to be mindful not to give a person a lecture that needs a hug. So many times we just dump on somebody else and we attack them, and we don't really realize that they how fragile somebody else may be, because all we're thinking about in the heat of the moment is how I feel, what I'm going through, what I got going on, and it's just about me. So then, if I'm not mindful of the fact that somebody else mentally may just be fragile, somebody else, the thing that you easily went through could be that thing that caused somebody else to have a mental breakdown. It could be that thing that caused somebody else to take their life. It could. So you have to be patient with other people, and you have to be patient with you. Just like you extend that grace to other people, you have to be willing to extend that grace to yourself. I had to learn to give myself time. In I didn't get to where I am overnight, and I won't get out of this place overnight. I'm not gonna lose this weight that I've gained overnight, but I realize that if I keep showing up for me, if I love me, and if I celebrate my own small victories, if I remind myself, girl, you've come so far, if I encourage myself, then mentally I'll be able to ride the waves of the different adversity, different hard places. I'll be able to ride the waves and get through those things, and be able to talk myself to the next level. So we have to just understand that success starts in your brain. It starts with you really being willing to say, okay, I'm gonna give myself an honest evaluation. I'm gonna think about where I'm at. I'm gonna think about really good calculated steps to get out of where I'm at, how I'm gonna grow, how am I gonna be able to become the best version of myself. That's one of the things that I had to learn is to have tunnel vision on my health and wellness journey. I'm not comparing myself to anybody else. I'm not gonna allow myself to I'm not gonna beat myself up over a bad day. I've learned to just, if I need a day, take a day, and give myself grace. If I had a cookie, stop beating yourself up over the fact that you didn't do it specifically 100% the way that you might have planned. A plan and a goal is something that just give you something to aim towards, but it shouldn't be something so rigid and so taxing that if you don't do it, then you feel like a failure because you didn't completely. Right now, like I told you guys, this is the fourth quarter of the year, and I'm in the midst of this project 5, which my goal is to get myself to a point where I can work out 5 days a week. Have I successfully done 5 days a week? I actually did it 2 times, but the first time I had already done it before I even thought about it. And honestly, when I put it out there, when I started thinking about it, I started struggling with the very thing that I had done successfully the week before. Because why now in my head, I'm putting more pressure on myself for this project that I put out here. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, this is a goal. My goal is to get myself to the place of doing 5 days a week. But if I don't actually reach the 5 days a week, it's okay. It's just an it's just something that I'm striving towards. Eventually, when if I keep putting it out there, I keep saying it enough, then that 5 days a week will become a routine. But I have to mentally get myself in the same wavelength of the very thing that I'm declaring out of my mouth that I desire in my heart to reach. So you have to be willing to be flexible, and mentally you have to really understand that, okay, well, this may be something that I desired, but if I honestly just really think the whole thing through, then okay, I got this going on, I got that going on, and maybe it might be something I desire, but it ain't really something that I was able to accomplish because of life came into play. And then you say, okay, well, hey, well, that's okay. It was an ambitious goal. I didn't reach it. I didn't. Then you back out of. I'm not to a place where I'm backing out of it, guys. I'm just talking as a example, trying to give you an idea of how to mentally work through conflicts that may arise in your journey, and your health and wellness journey. Um, it would be nice if we were just robots and we didn't have no other factors that would play into our journey, whether it's another person, or your job, or just the weather and all this kind of, it's a lot of different factors that come into play every day. And so we have to understand that, hey, this may be what I set in my mind to do, this may be something that I desire, but something else came up because my husband needed me to do this, or my children needed me to do this, or my job required this of me, and I got a deadline I got to get, so I couldn't get it done. Okay, so then you look at the whole picture and you're like, okay, well, let me work through this. I ain't gonna get frustrated. I ain't gonna beat myself up about it. I'm just going to give myself grace and say, okay, hey, well, this didn't work out today, but now I'll start over fresh tomorrow, and I will just process how I feel and just go for it. Um, Mentally, we have so much. We can be our own worst critic. That was one of the biggest things that I had. Biggest hurdle I had to overcome in my health and wellness journey is being so critical of myself. I have, like I shared with you guys in the past, I had an issue with body dysmorphia. And body dysmorphia, what that is you progress, but you mentally can't keep up with the progress that your physical body has done. So in your head, you're still at one place, but physically you're at a whole nother place. So what I struggled with, I was trying to, like when I really discovered the body dysmorphia was when I tried to try on a dress, and the dress that I tried on was actually I wanted to use that dress as a gold outfit, and when I went to go try on the dress, it was actually too big, and it was disappointing for me. It was disappointing for me because when you see yourself every day, I see myself every day, and I didn't really get out of, because I see myself every day, I didn't really associate or really connect with my progress. So I needed something outside of looking in the mirror every day to help me grasp that I was really making progress on my journey, which was the dress. So I tried on the dress, but when I tried on the dress, it came out that the dress was too big and it was disappointing for me. So I'm like, oh man, it don't fit. And my sister's trying to tell me, hey, listen, the the dress not fitting is not a bad thing. It doesn't fit because you're smaller than you actually mentally thought you were. You're smaller, so don't be disappointed because the dress doesn't fit. What you should really be doing is celebrating because hey, I thought I was at this place, but I'm even better than what I thought I was because the dress that I couldn't fit, the dress that I thought would be something that I could be able to celebrate fitting into was actually too big. So it was should have been a thing for me that was actually an exciting thing, a rewarding thing. It was a disheartening thing because mentally I was not connected to my own health and growth, my own advancement in my journey. And so I had to learn how to find to psychologically grasp the fact that hey girl, you're not as big as you think you are. I know you just got this in your mind. You think you just this beach well. You just see this big old blob when you look in the mirror. That's what you see, but that's not what everybody else sees. And you have to really understand, grasp the fact that hey, listen, even if you don't really understand, because at that time I really didn't understand how far I had come, because in my head I was still stuck in that 241 pounds. I was still stuck in that shock state that I had experienced when I really realized that I had gained weight. So when I started to lose the weight, I got aggressive and it came off, but it came off so fast I didn't have a chance to mentally process the growth and the actual development that had taken place in the journey, because I didn't keep up with it. I wasn't really taking in mentally that I was making this, covering this kind of ground. So we have to understand that there are ways to bring yourself mentally up to speed, so to speak. There are ways to really just safeguard your mind and to, so what I do now, like I said, I learned to do the before and after pictures. I learned to really document my stamina and just keep track of like how many reps that I'm able to get up to now, keeping up with how much weight I could lift that I couldn't do before. I started finding different things that would mentally help me grasp the fact that girl, you really are being successful on your health and wellness journey. Yes, you may not necessarily it just took a while. It took a while for me to process it mentally, and now I'm in a better place mentally with my journey because I have gone taken the necessary steps to really help myself get a clear understanding of my own growth. And then I've gone to the point where, like I said, I learned to use the gold clothes, and I learned to use things that would speak to me, to give me the reassurance that I was being successful on my journey. So, I mean, the number on the scale is not going to always be our friend. It's not going to always move. Sometimes, it could be months that you don't actually lose any weight. Sometimes it could be, up and down. You can be, gain 5 pounds a day, and tomorrow then it come back off, and all of that stuff. So all of that stuff can be taxing on you mentally. So you have to find those things that will allow you to still get what you need to get out of your journey, and not feel like, hey, um, I'm just wasting my time. I'm not getting anywhere on my journey. And then at the end of the day, when as you grow and you develop, I had when I initially started my journey, it was about my appearance in the mirror. It was more about the number on the scale. But now that I've grown and I've been on my journey long enough, now it's just about being healthy. It's about living a long life. And so I learned how to find other things that will help me stay consistent on my journey. I really understand that it's bigger than me. I understand that it's more to life than just these short-lived goals of trying to get to a certain size by your birthday or trying to get this. It's more to it than that. And now that I understand it's more to it than that, I those type of things minister to me, and those type of things help me stay engaged in my journey. I I really truly enjoy being able to just pour into other people and being able to aid them on their journey. Those type of things make a difference for me. Knowing that that I have a voice that I didn't ever really think I would have. You know, sometimes when you are so used to being quieted by other people and being ignored, then when you find your place and you find that thing that ministers to you and that thing that give you a sense of purpose, then it's a game changer. It's a game changer for your own health and wellness journey. It's a game changer for life in general. When you find your place, when you find your purpose, then that mentally is going to help strengthen you, and it's going to help you get up and help you be able to be more confident in who you are. So I came on tonight to just talk to you guys about that thing that is often ignored on the health and wellness journey, the mind battles. Mentally, those battles that we fight in our head, a lot of people discredit them, a lot of people ignore it because they can't see it, and so they don't give it much thought, or they don't even really give it much respect because they can't see it. So when they can't see the mind battles, they can't see the struggle that you're having, then they tend to override and tend to disregard the real nature of the thing. And so we have to understand that a lot of times people find themselves in a position where they're overweight simply because they didn't learn how to get out of their head. They didn't learn how to just silence the noise in their brain and just live, just show up, just do whatever is necessary. Those things that happen there, the whole conversations, the whole fights that go on inside of people's heads is a lot of times the thing that stifle their own growth in life, period, not just in a health and wellness journey. That's just to really be in a place that if I just could just be honestly and be transparent, for the longest, a lot of things that I could have accomplished, I didn't accomplish simply because of the noise that was in my head. Because I could not see myself accomplishing those things because I listened to the voice of the stranger instead of listening to the voice of God. Instead of hearing what God was saying to me, I just gave more merit to the negative thoughts. And so we have to just really be mindful of what we put into our ears and what we put before our eyes. And we have to be mindful of the company that we keep. Because a lot of times the people that are not able to serve you in a positive manner, those type of people can really talk you out of and block what it is that God want to do in your life simply because they don't have the capability of pouring into you. But when I learned how to surround myself with positive influences, with people that wanted to see me win, then I got in a place where I'm like, okay, you know what? I really can do this. I really can take my life back. And I had to just get up one workout at a time, show up and just be there for myself, and know that, hey, whether I did it 100% like the person next to me or as fast as them or if I lift as much weight, it didn't matter. I did it. When I used to go out to the fit camps, I used to go out to fit camps with Be for the Pair. I used to go with them, and I would be out there with a plethora of people, all these different levels of fitness people. And if I sat there and I compared myself with these people who've been on their health and wellness journey 10 years, who can do a mile in 8 minutes and all that stuff, and it's taking me 30 minutes to do a mile. If I compared myself to them, I would have never did a mile. I would have never did. It took me over an hour to do a 5K. For some of them, they can get their 5K done in 20 minutes. Kudos to them. But then at the same time, seeing them complete theirs at their pace, doing their own thing, was inspiring for me, and it gave me something to strive towards, to get up and do my part at my level and just be proud of myself. I was just as proud of myself when I finished my 1 hour 5K as they were when they finished their 16 minutes or whatever, however minutes it was that they finished theirs. I was as proud of myself as they were of them. I was proud of myself, and I probably was even more proud of myself because I realized that, hey, for the longest I had been doing nothing. I had been stuck in my house watching TV and eating cookies and cake and doing nothing. So now to know that, hey, girl, you got up and you did. I got up and I completed a 5K, and then I found myself, hey, I ain't completed just one 5K. I completed five Ks to know that, hey, each time I went out there, my time improved. My the fact that I was be willing to be confident enough to show up to be there and do it, then it boosted my confidence, and mentally it helped. So sometimes you have to be willing to put yourself out there, and mentally you gotta silence that stuff, say shut that up. I'm gonna do it. Even if I don't look the best when I'm out there, even if I'm not the fastest, even if I'm breathing heavy, even if I'm struggling to do it, I just want to be able to say, hey, I finished. I crossed the line. I did what I needed to do. And so I just want to encourage you to just know that, hey, one of the biggest things that you may have to face on this journey is your mind, but it can be done. And I want to encourage you to get the resources that you need to mentally prepare for your health and wellness journey. One of the things I like to try to encourage people to realize is, hey, you do not have to reinvent the wheel. You ain't got to go at this thing alone. If you need help, enlist and get the support that you need, whether it's from a personal trainer. um you might need a nutritional coach, whether you need somebody to meal prep for you. You can buy your meals from companies, all kinds of ways, whatever kind of resources that you need to get in your life to be able to make your life easier. You can buy prepackaged meals to make it easier. Whatever you got to do to buy a meal plan to follow and make it easier. Whatever, get the tools that you need to really be successful on your journey. Success happens when preparation meets opportunity. So if you want to be successful on your health and wellness journey, take the time to prepare. You prepare yourself for the week. Really think about set aside your actual prepare yourself when it comes down to your workouts. You could go in when you go in. Don't just be bouncing all over the place. Have a plan. Have a plan when you go in. If you want to, a lot of people say, okay, hey, Monday gonna be cardio, Tuesday gonna be leg day, Wednesday gonna be back day, Thursday gonna be whatever. You find you a routine, get that routine down and stick to it. I promise you, you keep showing up, you keep consistently doing those things, you will find yourself pushing those goals. And I often tell you guys, do not be married to a method. You don't have to be stuck doing the same thing. If that method is not working for you, if you tried it and you don't like, say, if you tried keto and keto is too strict, too hard for you to follow, if you tried paleo, you tried whatever, if you tried intermittent fasting, You try that and that method didn't work for you. It's okay to scrap it and start over, get you something else. But don't be so bogged down and don't be so, woo, it's impossible because I don't know how to do this diet. It don't do that. Don't do that. Just, I mean, go find a different route, but don't just wander aimlessly at it. If you think about it, if you're on a journey, say you're on traveling from here to Macon, if you don't actually say, hey, I'm gonna go to Macon and I'm gonna go up 75 and I'm gonna take this. If you don't map out your route, you'll never make it to Macon. If you just keep you leave out your house and you got a circle, a block. You keep going around your block, going around your block because you didn't set a destination. You won't get anywhere. You got to set out a game plan. Plan your journey, whether it's planning your meals, planning your workouts, planning your just rest is essential. All those things, and you don't have to necessarily be the one who made the plan. You can purchase the plan. That's why there are those experts that exist. Go out there and look up somebody who has been successful for it. Find one that's affordable and invest. Pay the money, do what they say, go step by step with how they did it, and then watch yourself be successful in your journey. Yeah, I have had to come learn the hard way that just going in here, just trying all kinds of stuff, just doing anything ain't the best route to go. I had to just learn how to just, okay, consistently find a pattern and stick to that pattern. And just, I mean, and when that pattern is not serving me anymore, when I reach a place of a plateau, I reach a place where I got too much going on and I'm not able to be successful, then I'll take a different route. It's okay to reroute. You can reroute as many times as you need to reroute. Just don't quit. Just don't quit. That's all. That's all anybody can ever ask for you is not to quit. Just keep showing up for you. Love yourself enough to say, hey, I'm gonna become disciplined. Discipline is something that is developed. It's not something that is instantaneous. In order to be disciplined, it takes structure, it takes consistency, it takes you being willing to restrict yourself in certain areas, it takes you being willing to allow yourself to go just, I mean, discipline is, it's just, it's a process. In other words, it's a process to develop discipline. But I have been on here 32 minutes. So I thank you for those of you who have popped on and off with me. Eventually, I'll get this live thing down and I'll really develop, what I need to, as far as these techniques and this technology thing. I'm trying to get the clear understanding on of editing and all of that stuff. Y'all, thank you for extending to me grace. Thank you for being patient with me because I know, here for a while I hadn't been showing up a lot on the channel and I ain't got no reason. I ain't making no excuses. It's just, just finding a pattern and a routine that's going to work. But that's all I wanted. That was what was on my mind tonight, was just the mental part, realizing, how important it is to take care of our mental health. We advocate and we take so much time for us the physical aspect of the journey, and it's good. And the nutritional side is just as equally important, but the mental status is just that much more important, guys. It's so we have to be, just like I said, you got to be mindful of what you hear, mindful of what you watch, mindful of the conversations that you partake in. And just, when you start hearing, start having all these negative thoughts, you counteract those negative thoughts with words of affirmation. You find ways to just navigate those thoughts in your head, and then you have to really weigh those thoughts in your head up against the truth. And the truth, of course, we all know is the word of God. You have to take those things that are in your head and compare them to the word of God and see how valid those things really are. And then you can reason those things away and you can actually deal with it. Um, research is a very, very important thing. If there's something, whether it's depression or suicidal thoughts, or if it's something that you're battling with, then find you some tools. Get you some books, get you some podcasts, get you some different things that address that issue, and get information to help you get out of and counteract those negative things that have come in to overshadow your journey. At the end of the day, um, we all are gonna have things that's gonna come up when it come down to life. We, whether it's stress, outside stressors, or a loss of a loved one, all kind of different things that can come on that can have a adverse impact on our mental state. And so we have to be honest with ourselves when we're in one of those vulnerable places. Say if you lost a loved one, you got something like that going on, enlist in a grief counselor. Talk to somebody. Find you some resources that would help strengthen you in that area and give you what you need to be able to get through that season. Realizing that, hey, it's just that it's a season. Yes, I got a void. I got something that's missing in my life right now, and I need to get the right support in that season. And if you, like I said, if it's a grief counselor that you need to get, if it's a therapist that you need to get, if it's a support group, whether it's a group of support from your peers or a support group from experts, then get you a support group. Get what you need to be able to help you with those hard days, so that when the time comes, you'll be able to successfully navigate through those days. For me, cardio is very therapeutic. So when I have those days, when I learned, I had to train myself to find to get release on the treadmill versus going to overeating and wallowing in that place with a movie and crying and just staying there. I had to find other ways to say, hey, okay, this, man, I'm mentally having a bad day. I'm rough. The day's a rough day, so this is what I'm gonna do. And I find myself saying, "Hey, I'm going to the treadmill today. I'm gonna get me some good music. I'm gonna get out of here, and I'm just gonna release this stuff so that I can just go debrief, get this off my heart, get through that, so that I can go home and I can be able to be at peace when I get there, and I don't have to take it out on anybody else. I don't have to allow that thing to just stifle me and stop me from getting the best out of today. So you just find you those type of resources and take advantage of them. And like I said, at one point I did have to go to a grief counselor, and I really, really highly recommend it because they understand the different phases of grief. They understand how to really help you identify what you're feeling and help you process, the void that you have in your life, and help you really find different tools, like ways to celebrate their life and ways to release, the emotions that's associated with it. So therapy is a good tool. It's a good tool. I mean, therapy videos like this, different like I said, different avenues. There are different avenues to help strengthen yourself mentally. And I did, like I go back to saying, the affirmations, those words of encouragement. Speak to it. Speak life to your situation. Speak to your own self and say, hey, listen, girl, you got this. You're gonna make it through this process. You can, and as you talk your way through it and you hear words, encouraging words, and you get in that therapy sessions and you write, you journal those feelings out, and you go to your support group and you find your exercise activities that release the endorphins and give you the emotional experience that you need to be able to be successful. Then when you get to the other side of it, then you'll be able to look back and say, man, I dodged a bullet that time. Oh, I got through that. And like I said, just know that you're not the only person who has those type of battles. You're not, like my mom used to say, you ain't, my dad said one time, you're not the first and you won't be the last. You're not going to be the first person that dealt with depression, and you won't be the last. Unfortunately, depression is it can affect anybody at any time. Suicidal thoughts is something that could affect anybody at any time. Fear, anxiety, or things that many people face. Yes, there are social stigmas that are associated with these disorders because people don't understand them, and because people don't a lot of people don't respect them because they can't physically see them. They respect the person who has a limb missing because they can see the limb is missing. They respect the person um who whatever they respect things that they can physically see. They respect things that they can connect with, they can relate to. So if there's something that they've gone through or something that they're struggling with, they'll respect it because they know what it is like. And so just be willing to extend grace to those people who may not necessarily be as compassionate and as sympathetic as they should be. But ultimately, you only gonna live once, and you have to get the most out of your own life, and you have to live your own life out loud on purpose and realize that, hey, my feelings matter. I'm gonna do what's best for me. I'm not advocating for being selfish, but I am advocating for protecting you. So sometimes, you might have to disconnect or disassociate yourself from certain people or certain things because it actually is affecting your peace. It will actually hinder you from being able to grow and get the best out of life as in general. So you have to just be willing to do what's necessary. Do what's necessary. So yeah, that's what I had for tonight. I appreciate you for coming on with me. It ain't like I can. This is new for me, so I don't really know who actually is on live with me. But I thank you. I thank you for your support. I thank you. And I pray that something that I said ministered to you, and something that I said is going to be beneficial to you on your own health and wellness journey. Because, like I said, this health and wellness journey is bigger than the number on the scale. Chronicles of the Curvaceous is not just about losing weight or getting to a specific size or things like that, but it's just about becoming a healthier version of ourselves. And we truly want to be mindful and cognizant of the mental health and the mental aspect of this journey too. We often talk about the food, we talk about that physical, and we're going to be talking a lot about the mental as well, because we do acknowledge and we respect the fact that those things are just equally as important as the physical and the nutrition side. So, if it's the Lord's will, I'll see you guys tomorrow. But in the meantime, I want to encourage you to embrace and enjoy your journey. Goodbye for now.